Yeah. Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening to everyone. The CBSE board has bifurcated the exams into two terms, which has reduced the number of lessons and the number of topics. But the challenge still remains the same. In order to take up this term 2 exam, some advice and guidelines from the experts would help us, the teachers and the students, to prepare for the exam in a better way. I am Mohammed Shafi Sharif, HOD French, the New Indian School, Kingdom of Bahrain. I'll be the moderator of today's session on complete doubt clearance and guidelines for Class 10 Term 2 French board examination. I extend a warm welcome to all the participants, teachers, and students to this session. Now, I would like to introduce to you the program director, who is very well known, who doesn't need any introduction, but Dr. Abdul Salam, Principal, Oxford School, Trivandrum, the General Secretary of CBSE Bharat Sahodaya Complexes, CBSE Resource Person, Deputy Training Coordinator, CBSE Trivandrum, and his work experience ranges from Maldives to UAE, and he has been honored with a lot of awards by the different competent authorities like Dubai Police, UAE, British Council, for all his initiatives in the field of education. All the innovative ideas, what he has implemented within his school and all around the world, even we are the people who have benefited from you, sir. I invite you to address this gathering. Dr. Salam, please.
Thank you, Mr. Shafi. Good evening and hearty welcome to educators and students here. Thank you, Mr. Shafi, Mohammed Shafi, for the introduction. And I would like to thank Mr. Arun Mohan for the nice introductory video with English and French translation. Very happy to meet two resource persons, Ms. Seema and Mr. Travis. Ms. Seema Ghosh from Oman and Mr. Travis Mitchell has joined us from Bahrain, just like Mohammed Shafi from Bahrain as well. And it's a pleasure that we have been associating Mr. Shafi and Bharat Sahodaya, along with other French educators, have been associating for the benefit of French educators. And we have conducted a couple of sessions for this past 2 years. And now this may be the first session with the students as well. Since we thought, it's exam time and we have to reach out to students and give them some sort of help in whichever way we could. And when I put across this matter to Mr. Shafi, he had readily, accepted and he organized this session for you. So let's make use of this session fully for the benefit of each and every one of us so that we can score better in the upcoming examination. I take this opportunity to congratulate your efforts and wish you all the very best for the upcoming examination. Thank you so much. Over to Shafi, sir.
Thank you, sir. I also take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Biju S. Pillai, the program collaborator and the treasurer of CBSE Bharat Sahodaya. As we all are aware that our question paper has been divided into 4 sections, reading comprehension, letter writing, then grammar, and culture and civilization. So today we have 2 competent experts with having more than 2 decades of experience. First expert is Mr. Travis Michel, who is HOD of French, the Indian School, Bahrain, a postgraduate in French with 12 years teaching experience in Rajasthan, India, and followed by 18 years of experience in one of the biggest Indian schools in Bahrain, the Indian School. Sir would be making a presentation on how to prepare on the grammar section. Sir, I would like you to make your presentation now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Just one information for the participants. So any doubt you can, at the end of the session, you can put it through the chat. Okay. So I request all of you to mute and listen to to the presentation, and any doubts you can put it at the end through the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Shafi, for giving me the opportunity to present this presentation. So I would like to talk to you about the grammaire. So this is a term 2 examination guide, French, grammaire 10, term 2. Bon, avant de commencer cela, la grammaire, c'est quoi? So, la grammaire, c'est l'ensemble des règles à suivre, parler, à écrire et correctement une langue. It's a set of rules which we have to follow to speak and to write correctly in a language. Grammar is part of is a very important thing. Donc, pour nous, les enseignants, we teachers, la grammaire est la composante linguistique que nous estimons la plus importante en classe de langue, avant le lexique, la civilisation et la phonétique. So for you we teachers, the grammar, it's the most important component of linguistic, which we give more, which is important. And before going to the vocabulary and the civilization and the phonetic. Toutefois, il ne faut pas en conclure que la grammaire est l'unique objet de l'enseignement, car il est précisé que la compréhension et l'expression orale sont également importantes. However, we cannot conclude that grammar is the only object of the teaching, because grammar, it helps for the comprehension and oral expression. Both are equally important. It's not only the grammar, but even the comprehension and expression of oral expression is important. La grammaire permet donc de construire des phrases complètes compréhensibles par l'arrangement des mots dans un ordre logique et acceptable et qui exprime nos pensées. The grammar permits to construct complete sentence comprehensible, understanding with arrangement of the word with the logic, so that with the logical order, and it is accepted and express our thinking. Bon, now CBSE class 10 French term 2. So this is what this year they are. I'm touching the grammar, and in the grammar it's a limited. It's not entire textbook, the full grammar. It's only few less. So these are the topic which is we are covering for the term 2 examination next month, which is going to start next month. Tenses, prédicatif, présent de l'impératif, passé composé, imparfait, futur proche, futur simple, passé récent, futur antérieur et plus que parfait. These are the tenses which we are going to touch today. Other than this, we are having a pronom possessif, et puis le discours direct et indirect, et la formation des questions. Other topics which we are going to elaborate here. Now, let us start with the tenses. Les verbes et les temps. Temps simple. Donc, there are 3 types of tenses. Simple tense, et puis les temps composés, et puis les temps, ce n'est pas un temps à part entière. Le présent de l'indicatif, futur simple, l'imparfait et impératif, ce sont les temps simples. Et le passé composé, le futur entier et le plus temps composé. Le futur proche, c'est événement sur le point de se produire, just going to happen, futur proche. Et passé récent, just happened, l'action venant juste de terminer. Just, so these are the tenses which are coming for this exam. Les verbes français is a big headache for all the students. Les verbes français peuvent être un aspect de l'apprentissage du français pour de nombreux étudiants, mais c'est obligatoire. You know, French, very difficult part. It's very difficult because there are so many tenses, so many there, and so many things to learn by heart, and it gets complicated. So this, because of the verb, because of this conjugation, the students are getting a. Si vous pouvez organiser mentalement quel type de verbe existe et les utiliser, l'apprentissage de la grammaire française sera beaucoup plus facile à lire, à faire. C'est-à-dire, no doubt, conjugation is tough, but there is a way of learning. It is the way of taking, the way of reading, the way of accepting the concept. So that is very important. If you know that, then it's easy. So it's not impossible, it's possible. Tout d'abord, le verbe, c'est quoi? What is a verb? Because a verb plays an important role, plays a key word of the grammar. C'est un mot essentiel autour duquel s'organisent des éléments. It's a proposition. See, it's not preposition, it's a proposition. Example, j'aime cette chanson. This is a proposition. C'est une proposition. It's a one sentence, complete sentence. You're having a proposition principal and proposition subordinate. It's a main proposition, and it's not preposition, it's a proposition, it's a part of this, is a part of the sentence. So, j'aime cette chanson. In that, am is the verb of a proposition. Am. And without this am, without verb, this proposition doesn't have any sense. There's no meaning in that. Sans ce mot, cette proposition n'a aucun. Sans le verbe, la phrase n'a aucun sens. You cannot say, je cette chanson, I this song. What is this? I like this song. That is it. So like is a verb. So am, without a verb, there is no sense in there's no meaning in the sentence. Remarque, la plupart des propositions contiennent un verbe. Most of the proposition, most of the part of the verb is there. But a few of them, often exclamative, don't have verb. Quelques-uns, la plupart des propositions contiennent un verbe, mais quelques-uns, souvent exclamatifs, n'ont pas de verbe. Par exemple, quelle belle maison. What a beautiful house. What a beautiful house. There in that sentence, you don't have verb. So that is an exclamative sentence. So for the exclamation, no, you can avoid verb. And we can understand also. But other than, we cannot. You need a. So le verbe, c'est très important. Le verbe exprime quoi? Now, the verb expresses what? Il exprime une action, un état ou une intention. Il express a state or intention. For example, je joue au football. I play football. Je joue. Jouer. It's an action. It's a movement. Le verbe joue exprime une action. Because you are playing, you are moving. So that's a verb d'action. The verb which help you to move, that is verb d'action. The second type of verb, that is je suis professeur de français. I am teacher. So je suis. Suis is not action. It's state. I am. I'm not doing anything. I'm telling I'm a French teacher. I'm not doing any action. Le verbe suis exprime un état. Je veux des frites. Je veux des frites. Je veux des frites. I want French fry. So this je veux, vouloir, is intention. C'est une verbe qui exprime une intention. C'est-à-dire, this is my intention. I want to get something. So that is a verb vouloir. Verbe vouloir. So vous avez jouer, verbe d'action. Je suis, être, verbe d'état. Je veux, vouloir, c'est un verbe qui exprime une intention. D'accord? Bon. Le verbe varie en fonction. Bon, verbs varies in different function. As a different function, like du mode indicatif, mode conditionnel, mode impératif, mode subjonctif, the mood. So, and du temps, the tenses. Par exemple, je joue au football, this is mode indicatif. Je jouais au football. I was playing football. That is imperfect. So the tense. First is a mood, then tenses, then the person, first person, second person, or third person singular, or first person, second person, third person pluriel. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. So persons. So whether it's the first person or like elle chante, this is a third person of plurial. So the verb also. So elle. And the number singular or plurial, du nombre. So now then you have to see whether it is singular or plurial. So the first of all, the verb, so il sort, il sorte. Il sort is a singular, il sort plurial. So the verb depends on mood, First, you have to see the mood, then which tense, then which person, and then which, whether it's singular or plural. So all this, when you see this, when you go to this, and then, yeah, 1 minute. Yes. So with all this will help you to identify the correct answer. We'll give you the correct answer. You need to go through all these things. Les différents types de verbes, different types of verbs are there. Les verbes auxiliaires, first of all, that's an auxiliary verb. Être, avoir. Say auxiliary. Why they say auxiliary, avoir, être? Because it loses the sense, the proper meaning when it is in a tense. For example, this as an auxiliary, like être is to be, avoir to have, but it's a conjugate in passé composé that meaning of to have or to be is disappeared. Perdent leur sens propre et s'associent à d'autres verbes pour former le temps composé. Le verbe avoir a perdu le sens propre pour aider à la formation du passé composé du verbe jouer. So yes, this helping verb, this auxiliary verb loses the meaning when it goes in the passé composé. When it's formed the passé composé, not only passé composé, we are having future antérieur, we are having a plus que parfait. So this is the verb of auxiliary for the compound tenses. For that, it loses. That's why they say auxiliaire. Le verbe jouer. J'ai joué au football. So jouer, j'ai joué. So j'ai, AI is auxiliary avoir. So jouer goes with avoir, and AI is auxiliary, and AI, I have. Jouer is to play, but here I played. So that I have is disappeared. So as the verb auxiliary loses their meaning, the proper meaning, and it changes it goes according to the meaning of the main verb, which is conjugated. So this is a verb auxiliary, that type of verb. The second type of verb, les verbes transitifs. Verbes transitifs, ce sont des verbes qui sont utilisés avec des compléments d'objet, compléments directs et indirects. So, pardon. Les verbes transitifs, these are the verbs which have the complement object. It can be direct object, it can be indirect object. So wherever, that is a verbe transitif. So verbe transitif direct. Verbe transitif direct, c'est pour les reconnaître, on remplace le CD par quelqu'un. So wherever you can put questions what someone, that is a complément d'objet direct, COD. That is, par exemple, j'écoute la musique. J'écoute quoi? What? I'm listening what? So the what? So that is verb transitif direct, because it's direct. Les élèves écoutent le professeur. The students listening the teacher. So the listening is someone. So les élèves écoutent qui, or j'écoute quoi for the things, and qui the person, and we are using quoi and qui. So those are the verbs. So they are transitive direct. Now, les verbes transitifs indirects. Les verbes transitifs indirects, indirect, transitive indirect, where there is an indirect object. Pour les reconnaître, le COE, le complément d'objet indirect, à quelqu'un. Je pense à quelqu'un. Les élèves à leur professeur. The students are obeying their teacher. Obéissent à quelqu'un. À qui? Whom? So when there, à qui? So indirect. So les verbes transitifs indirects. So obéir à quelqu'un. Obéir à quelqu'un. Écouter quelqu'un. So there are certain verbs which goes with without preposition is not for, or it goes with the preposition. So when it's preposition, it's complément d'objet. So les élèves obéissent à qui? Okay. The previous sentence, j'écoute la musique. I'm not telling j'écoute à la musique. J'écoute la musique. I'm listening to what? Here, I'm obeying to whom? So that's why that between transitive direct and transitive indirect. Bon, si verbe transitif. Les verbes, no, the third part is a third type of sentence. Les verbes intransitifs, where there is no object, whether it is a direct object or indirect, there is no object. Those verbs are intransitive. Les enfants dorment. The children are sleeping. You cannot say children are sleeping what? or who, no, where, of course, but not what, où, quoi, qui. On ne dit pas les enfants dorment quoi ou les enfants dorment qui. Non. Donc, ce sont les verbes intransitifs. Ils sont construits avec un complément séquentiel de lieu, de temps, etc. These verbs are built with the complement of place, complement of time. Like, je pars dans les Pyrénées. Je pars dans les Pyrénées. Pyrénées is a mountains, chain of mountains in the southern part of France. Je pars dans les Pyrénées. Je pars où? Where I'm going? I'm going to the mountains, Pyrénées. So I don't say I'm going what? You don't say I'm going who? Where? Je pars où? Not who. Je pars où? Le français où? Pas l'anglais où. D'accord? Bon. Fourth type of verb is les verbes impersonnels. So there's no pronoun personnel. Verbe impersonnel, impersonal verbs. Par exemple, ces verbes ne se conjuguent qu'à la troisième personne du singulier. These verbs only in the third singular. Il. Like example, il pleut. Rain, you cannot say je pleut, tu pleut. I rain, you rain. Say that. It is raining. It rains. So il pleut. So it is. That's why they say it's un verbe impersonnel. Parce que le il, ce n'est pas un pronom, c'est un pronom impersonnel. Il pleut. Et ça se conjugue seulement avec le du singulier. Only it's conjugated with the third person singular. Il pleut. Il neige. It's snowing. Il est midi. For timing also, you are using il, le pronom impersonnel. Il est midi. Il faut partir. It's a necessity. You must go. So, il faut partir. You don't say je. So, these verbs, they don't conjugate with the other person. Je, tu, nous, vous, non. It's only with the il. And this il is not he or it. It is. It's impersonal. And il y a. There is this il also. Here also, a is impersonal. This a is impersonal. So, impersonal verb. Il y a, there is, there are. Bon, now les différents groupes de verbes. So once you understood which type of verb, that is all, then second things you have to know about this all we are going for the tense, how to do the proper tense, how to, so this to learn this tense and I have to explain this one. So you have to, so the verb, les différents groupes de verb. Now there are different groups of verbs in French. Okay, it's not like in English, in French. So you're having three groups are there. The first group, les verbes du premier groupe dont l'infinitif se termine en ER, à l'exception d'aller. All the verbs ending with ER except aller. The remaining, all other verbs, ER is a part of the first group, belongs to the first group. First group is the ER ending verb and it's a regular verb. And the conjugation is very simple. Les verbes du deuxième groupe, the second group verb, dont l'infinitif se termine en IR, et le présent du verbe avec nous et ils sont. Now, here, ER except aller, all other verbs, ER is the first group. Clear? Is understood? And the ending of present tense, we'll have, is uniform. All the verbs are like that. Except, but in the second group, here is mentioned, what is mentioned? The verb of the second group whose infinitive is ending IR, and in the present tense of verb with nu, the ending should be ISSONS. That means all the verbs are not second group. Few IR where the in present tense with nu it ends with ISSONS. Those verbs with the second group and the remaining IR ending goes with the third group. For example, finir. Finir is nous finissons. Finir, nous finissons. Punir, nous punissons. Choisir, nous choisissons. Réussir, nous réussissons. Grossir, nous grossissons. These are the verbs. So these are the few verbs where you should learn by heart. That's you need to learn by heart. Then only you can easily. Otherwise, if you know the conjugation, then it's easily you can make it. Like conjugation because of nous choisissons, nous punissons, nous réussissons, nous blanchissons, nous rougissons, etc. So this is ISSON. So that is the second group. But these are IR, which is not ending with ISSON. That goes with the third group, which we are going to go to the next. verbe du troisième groupe. Terminaison RE, N, OIR. OIR. So these are the third group. Okay? ER, first group. Second group, few IR. Third group, RE and OIR, and then IR also. Les verbes les plus utilisés sont être, avoir. Among the third group, the very common verbs are, we are using every day, that's être, avoir, faire, dire, pouvoir, aller, voir, savoir, vouloir, venir, falloir, devoir, croire, prendre, mettre, etc. There are more. So I'm just giving you a few. Yeah. So these are the ending with RE, then OIR, then RE, faire, dire, and OIR. So these all ending with RE and OIR. And it is also our third group, like venir, dire. These are third group. But now, once you finish the verb, when we should know the mood, which with the tense. Now I'm just giving you the which are the verbs you have to learn the tense. So in a progressive way, like first of all, you present tense. So the present, this is there's a very frequently the order of the frequency. That first we do the présent de l'indicatif, because the présent de l'indicatif plays important role in different tenses. Avec le présent de l'indicatif, the present of the indicatif, impératif is linked, futur proche is linked, passé récent is linked. These of all the four is linked. How is because the present is a present tense, imperative or present, or futur proche. It's not present. It's a future. Passé récent is a past, but still I'm putting the same family. Why? Why the same family? Why it is got it become one? Because for imperative to form the imperative is a simple present tense. You remove the subject with the tu, nous, vous. Only the three, tu, nous, vous. You remove the subject and the verb is imperative. That is that's coming from present tense. Future proche is future. Present is totally different period. But future proche, the formation is the present tense of aller. So the present tense of, without present tense, you cannot form. If you don't present verb, then you cannot do imperative, you cannot do future proche, you cannot do passé récent. Because future proche, you need present tense of aller. Passé récent, you need present tense of venir. Imperative, definitely you need present tense. Only the subject you remove. So all these four. So now first you learn present tense, then from there, then you go to future proche, then you go to the passé récent. So it's all this. Then is a same family. It can be same family with of a present, because their present tense is there. But there is a present tense of the main verb, like présent de l'indicatif, or present tense of imperative, or present tense of helping verb, future proche and passé récent. Okay. Then you go to passé composé. Again, passé composé also present tense. Without present tense, you cannot do passé composé, because passé composé formation is a present tense of avoir or être. So that's why presence of avoir or être, without present tense of avoir or être, you cannot form passé composé. So passé composé also is part of that. So once you passé composé, that you can jump to that imperfect, of course. Passé composé and imperfect goes together. Both are past tense. Both actions is in the past. So the only difference is passé composé is a short period, imperfect for long period. So once you know, so that's why these two you can also learn together. Then when you do imperfect, then automatically presque parfait also comes. After that, presque parfait. Why? Because by that time you know, because without imperfect you cannot go to presque parfait. First, so that's why the order. This is the order. So after imperfect, go to presque parfait, because the formation of presque parfait is imperfect of auxiliary avoir or être plus past participle of. So the presque parfait. So after imperfect, you learn plus que parfait. Then after that, then another totally different, you go to future sampler. Then future sample is there. Then after future sample, I just, the future anterior. It's not mentioned here, but it's future anterior. Future sample, then future anterior, okay? Then you go to présent conditionnel. Présent conditionnel, you cannot do before imparfait or before future sample. You cannot do. Present condition, you have to do only after doing imparfait and after doing a plus que future sample, then only you go for présent du conditionnel. And future anterior is missing here. I'm sorry, I missed that one, but future anterior also is there for your in the exam. Then présent du conditionnel is connected with the imparfait and future. Why? Because the ending of présent conditionnel is R plus imparfait ending. R plus imparfait ending. So for R, we'll help to give R, that is a future sample. That's why future sample is important for conditional. Okay, and imparfait ending, that's why imparfait is important. So the imparfait ending R, the imparfait ending present conditional ending. Then finally, the last is for the term 2. Okay. So, bon, now next. Now la formation des temps. Now I'm just coming to the formation and this information of the main tenses, compound tenses. Compound, that's le passé composé. Le passé composé présent de avoir or être plus past participle of given verb. So the present tense of avoir or être plus past participle of given verb then makes a passé composé. Plus que parfait, imparfait of avoir or être plus participe passé of given verb. Futur antérieur, futur simple of avoir être plus participe passé du verbe donné. So futur antérieur. Futur proche, present tense of aller plus infinitive of given verb. Le passé récent, present tense des ombres. For the passé récent, the present tense of venir plus de should be there. Without de is not there, ce n'est pas le passé récent. Okay. Plus infinitive of a given. Imperative, no subject. Tu, nous, who will be there. Tu, nous, vous, subject will not be there, but form will be there. The verb will be there. Future simple ending for je, ré, ra, nous, ron, vous, ré, il, ron. So, ron. So, future simple. Yes, AIT, IZ, AIT. This is imperfect ending. And condition ending. So, the present condition, ré, R, imperfect ending, R plus imperfect ending. So, imperfect ending, you know, just R in the ending and then it become a present conditional ending. Very simple. So they have to analyze. Now for passé composé. Now, how to know in a sentence? Because in exam it will be mixed tense. It will be mixed. They will not tell you, it's not direct questions. They say le temps convenable. Mettez les verbes entre parenthèses au temps convenable, suitable time. So like this. Now, if I say j'ai, so here I'm just changing this one. J'ai. Okay. So j'ai, that's verbe faire. So j'ai fait mes devoirs. J'ai fait mes devoirs. And yesterday evening. So yesterday need to do homework. And to do homework only yesterday evening, it's a short period. So yesterday, so passé composé. Not in future. You cannot be in future proche because hier soir is a past and there is a particular time. So it's a short duration. Only yesterday evening. Maybe I did my homework for half an hour. So it's a short period. Plus que parfait. When plus que parfait is there, parfait. A first action before another action. So that means two actions will be there. Two verbs will be there. two verbs should be there. So action which takes place, that will be plus que parfait, and then this will be passé composé. But in this sentence, there's no two verbs. It's only one verb, prendre. Verb prendre. But how do you say but plus que parfait is a first action before another action. First action is another action. So can you tell me in this sentence, how many verbs are there? One is a prendre and another one sortir. But this sortir is not contained, it's infinitive. But this, so there are two, prendre and sortir. Which first, prendre or sortir? Because the first one, when two actions are in the past, the first action which gets over and another will start. So that first action will be plus que parfait. So here I treat j'avais pris le petit déjeuner, j'avais pris le petit déjeuner. But here prendre and sortir. So sortir, according to the sentence, j'avais pris is a plus que parfait. So this should be first action. This is first action. How can you say sortir is the second action? Because this word avant is there. So whenever avant or déjà is there, déjà, already, when in a sentence, déjà is there, immediate conjugated verb will be in a plus que parfait. Here, conjugated verb is j'avais pris, verb prendre. So j'avais pris le petit thé avant de sortir. When avant is there, or déjà is there already, think about plus que parfait or okay. Now, futur antérieur, dès que j'aurai pris le petit déjeuner, je sortirai. Dès que j'aurai pris, as soon I will. So that means after taking the immediately taking the breakfast, I will go out. So first I will take breakfast. Then go out. So dès que is there, dès que, as soon as, aussitôt que, dès que. So when aussitôt que, dès que is there, think about plus que parfait or futur antérieur. Here is a futur antérieur. Je sortirai. Okay, the sortirai, the second verb will be simple future. Now, futur proche, there is a futur proche is just going to immediate future. Today is going to happen, not tomorrow. So then you're using futur proche. Je vais bientôt sortir. Why? The bientôt is soon. Soon. Maybe within, je vais bientôt sortir. Maybe within half an hour. Dans quelques secondes, dans quelques minutes, dans quelques heures. Bien dans 2-3 heures. Dans 3 heures, je sortirai. Je vais bientôt sortir. So today, I'm talking to next week or next month. I'm talking about that. No, I'm talking today, now, within half an hour, within 2 hours. So je vais bientôt sortir. So that is, so when bientôt is there in a sentence, think about a futur proche also. Or you have dans quelques minutes, dans quelques secondes, dans une heure. Passé récent. Il vient de sortir il y a quelques minutes. When il y a is there, il y a ago, 2 minutes ago, just happened few minutes ago. He just went out few minutes ago. So, il vient de sortir, so, passé récent. Il y a quelques minutes, il y a quelques heures, il y a quelques secondes, il y a un instant. Terms are there, and then you are using passé récent. Mes enfants, ne sortez pas. Mes enfants, my children, don't go out. So here imperative. How know that's imperative? Because mes enfants, comma. And after comma, there is a verb. Of course, it's a negative, but there is no subject here. After comma, there is no subject. So when there is no subject in the sentence, it's an imperative. So mes enfants, ne sortez pas. So but for imperative, tu is there, vous is there. But how do you know that here you are using vous form? Why? Because you are addressing to the children. If I don't mention anything here, immediately I say ne pas sortir in bracket. Ne pas sortir, not to go out. And I'm asking you to conjugate. So there you are free to do it. You can use tu or nous, vous. Ne sors pas, ne sortez pas, ne sortons pas. But since here I'm mentioning mes enfants, my children, comma. So I'm talking, suppose if I say mon enfant, ne sort pas my child. So not my children, my child is a singular. So you are addressing to my child, so tu form. Or papa, you are talking to papa, your father. Papa, ne sortez pas, or ne sort pas. You can use, or you can use a vous form. Both are correct. Okay, but not sortant. Okay. Bon. So this is the example. Now the terminaison du présent de l'indicatif. Présent is very simple. It's a regular verb, no doubt. Ending is same, but there are different type of present category. That is where the now les terminaisons es, ons, ez, all the verb present tense is same. The only thing, the CR ending verb with the nous, CD will come. For the GUR, nous nageons, there is GE, that ONS. Conjugué, already you is there. Conjugons, nous conjugons, you put you have to you. Even if on the G before A or U, G sound is coming. Okay, nous conjugons, even if you don't put you can pronounce conjugons because G before A or U is a G sound. But here, this U, it is a part of conjugate, part. So you cannot separate it. So you have to insert U. Okay. After U only, the only ER, you're changing it. That's why conjugons is like that. Otherwise, the phonetic, according to pronunciation, yeah, with the or A, O, U, G, there's no U. Only with the E, I, or with the other three vowels, you are using a U for G sound. But here, this U is a part of the word, verb, so you don't separate it. Now, the second group verb is all the IS, IS, IT, ISS, 1S, ISS, Z, ISS, ENT. Okay. Now, third group is a big problem. Third group, I understand, I know it's complicated. That's why your children, you are facing a lot of problem in this, I know. So, but this is, you have to learn by heart these verbs. Conjugation is a big problem. But if you go through like this, no, if you go systematically, if you learn, if you practice, you need to be touching conjugation every day, at least spend conjugation every day. Take one conjugation, third group, especially third group. First group, you forget, is easy. Second group is okay, it's only a few, but the third group is only a lot. So you have to be careful. Then you learn, you write it and learn the conjugation. That's you have to write it and go through. Always the third group. So take croire, boire, apprendre, comprendre, how to conjugate. So that you have to do, especially present tense. Okay. So you're having a different, for voir, you're having a different ending, prendre, a different ending, pouvoir, different ending, like this. There are so many things. So this is again. It's a irregular verbs, third group. It's a complicated. Okay. Bon.
Okay, sir.
Now, when to use présent? Présent de l'indicatif. Le présent de l'indicatif express, which is le présent de l'indicatif peut exprimer un fait qui s'accomplit au moment de l'emploi. Just when we are talking, that is a present tense. Like il pleut, it's raining. Just at the present, what I'm talking that time, so that the action is taking place. Le présent de l'indicatif peut exprimer une vérité, the truth, reality, the truth. L'Inde est en Asie. India is the truth, non? L'Inde est en Asie. India is in Asia. La France est grande. C'est la vérité. L'Inde est plus grande que la France. C'est la vérité. So that is the truth. Then you're having a présent which expresses, usually what happens le matin, tous les soirs, je fais une promenade. Every evening, I go for a walk. So that every evening, tous les matins, so that is also part of present tense. That is habitual. Then you're having a event which will take place coming in a way. That means, attends-moi, je t'accompagne dans un moment. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait a minute. So then vous avez le apprécie, c'est une condition. With the C plus present, you are using, so C plus present, then present tense is there, then you are putting imperative. Bon. So l'emploi de l'impératif, the order. So the imperative is when to use imperative is an order. Travaillons, I'm just giving order. So a command, travaillons. Let's une défense. I'm for stopping you. So ne fumez pas, impératif. Un conseil, advise, soyez prudent, be careful. Un souhait, wish, passez un bon séjour à l'île Maurice. Spend a good day in the Mauritius Island. So in demand, you are asking something. Pardon. Prête-moi ton livre.
Monsieur?
C'est ça.
Okay.
Oui?
Yeah, I think in very detail, we have given the different formation of tenses.
Yes.
So now we can go for, since we have a shortage of time,
Okay.
can we open for a question? Is any of the participants have any question regarding the tenses? Because of course, as I told you in the beginning, we have the board has reduced the number of lesson and topics, but the challenge is big because each tense has a lot of concepts and vocabulary to learn. So now we can have a short question and answer. Is there anybody has any doubt regarding the tenses exercise? Because mostly all of them, they would have knowing the formation. So any other tip if they want to know? Yes, Mr. Harish Shai Sendil Kumar. Can we unmute him regarding? Yes, Harish, can you unmute him? Ask. Yeah, Harish Shai Sendil
Sir, good evening, sir.
What is your doubt?
Yes, sir. On the plus ka
Good
parfait,
evening.
you said something about using avant and déjà, sir. So along with that, could you elaborate on that topic just a little further, sir? Using plus ka parfait with avant and déjà.
You want to know about plus que parfait, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Bon, le plus que parfait. Now here, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, le fait est un temps composé. Le sujet, imparfait of avoir ou être, plus participe passé du verbe donné. Bon, le plus que parfait, quand les pompiers sont arrivés à la maison, quand sont arrivés, la maison avait déjà brûlé. That means, hier arrivé. When the fireman arrived, so the example is there, the house already, so déjà is there, means action, plus que parfait is an action in the past, another action is done. Like example, hier, quand j'avais pris le petit déjeuner, je suis sorti. After taking my breakfast, so when I took my breakfast, then after I went out. So first, j'ai le petit déjeuner et puis je suis sorti. Okay? So when you say the first action is prendre le petit déjeuner. And the petit déjeuner is I took and is over. And plus que parfait, the action which start and it should be over. Then only another action will start. If it is not ending, if it's a continuation, then it will become imperfect.
Okay.
You understand? So the plus que parfait, first action. The first action which takes place. Now, les pompiers sont arrivés. Before they arrived, the house was burned. So burning is over. So that is plus que parfait.
Okay, yes, Harish Sai. And
Harish,
along,
understood?
yeah, just for this, I'll add up with sir. We use this word deja to show that the action has completed before any another action. Okay, so that's why we are using pluscuperfect. Thank you, sir. Yes, Maria Joseph, she is asking whether the question will be same as the sample paper. Yes, that's why CBSE has given, so that there shouldn't be a deviation. And also the topics will be as given in the sample, I mean in the revised curriculum. So in that conditional is not there, so we won't have. How to find imperfect, sir? Meets and
Imperfect. How to do imperfect. Okay.
how to identify, they're asking. It is when as sir
Yes,
was saying about
imperfect.
imperfect. Yeah, yes.
Yes, imperfect is imperfect to et il y avait beaucoup de vent. So this is a description. The weather was cold and verb, c'est un verbe descriptif. To describe something, you are using imperfect. At the same time, avant, je faisais those days, whenever autrefois is there in a sentence, when you're having avant, when you're having autrefois, avant, autrefois, then you're using imperfect. Avant, je faisais du yoga. Those days I was doing, before I was doing yoga. So, imperfect. Tous les samedis, il allait au cinéma. So, à l'époque, tous les samedis, il allait au cinéma. And here in this sentence, I need to mention another word which will be avant tous les samedis. Or dernière, tous les samedis. So, every Saturday. So, it's a repetition of short action, also is imperfect. So, to go to, if it's only once, it happens as a composé. Je suis au cinéma. Mais j'allais au cinéma tous les week-ends. Last year I used, so that is used to go. So when you used to go, so habitual. So that you are using imperfect. Next, mon père lisait le journal pendant que ma mère. Now here, in the past, reading. Now see, my father was reading the newspaper while my mother was. So both actions going together. It's not one action is over and then another action. Since both actions together, so that is also imperfect. Mon père lisait le journal pendant que, during, while, and pendant que, then you're using imperfect. So because during that time, while my father was reading. Then you're having, si on allait au cinéma ce soir, this is, you are just asking if you're interested, whether you want to go, si on allait. Why not go to cinema this evening? So you're using imperfect. Then, je voulais vous donner, this is politely something. Je voulais vous demander, te demander un service. I wanted to give. So, instead of direct, je voulais, you're using vouloir in imperfect just for a politeness. Then, si j'avais du temps, j'apprendrais. So now this is in a sentence, when the two verbs are there, suppose apprendre is there. J'apprends, which is a present conditional. So when present conditional is there, then C plus imperfect. So this verb automatically will become imperfect. So end of sentence also will be there. When one sentence, two verbs are there. So this is for speech. When is a passé composé, the Paul lui a dit, but you people exam we will have in the present tense only. Paul lui dit. Okay. Okay, understood? This is the place where you are using imperfect. Next.
Yes, Amrit Kaur, she has some question. Can you unmute?
Yes, sir. Bonsoir, monsieur. Monsieur, avec les mots comme ce soir, cet après-midi, ce matin, est-ce qu'on peut utiliser futur proche aussi? Ou on doit utiliser passé composé toujours?
Ce matin,
Oui.
normally, ce matin, je me suis levé tôt. Ce matin is over. Hein? Ce matin is over. That means I'm talking now. I'm talking now. Ce matin is a passé. But in this if I'm in the morning, oh, ce matin, on est au cinéma. Ce matin, on va faire du yoga. In that time, you can use present tense. But when you write exam, when you're writing at 10:30 exam, India time is 10:30. Okay, so 10:30. But you got up at early morning. So in that case, long period. So when you are writing an exam, you are using ce matin passé composé. Okay, but if you are writing in the present tense also, it depends on the examiner. Because ce matin, when so it's better not to take a risk. You use ce matin, passé comme. You told me another word. Which is another word? Ce matin is there. Okay, you understood now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay, next, fine. So again, we'll make arrangement to share this PDF with all the participants. I'll ask Dr. Salam sir to help us on that. Okay, the next topic is on pronoun possessive. Anybody has any doubt to ask about pronoun possessive?
Any problem with the pronoun possessive? Pronoun possessive.
The best way to improve that, the best way to know about the tense is by reading. You know, so that's why we have the reading campaign insisted by CBSE and mostly all the institutions, because we don't connect with words, we connect with a situation. So why we have a different tenses? The basic thing we have to understand is that the tenses help us to exactly understand the situation, you know, how it has happened. So anybody who reads you or listens to you would understand what has happened, can visualize. Okay, so since we can take the best example, J.K. Rowling. Okay, she know very well how to use the language, so you could make $1 million through Harry Potter. Okay, if you observe only 26 letters. So for that, reading is very, very important. Okay, again, yeah. There is no time limit for future proche, you know. When you feel that the action is sure to happen, that's what the difference between future sample and future proche, the surety. Okay. So subjunctive as per, I think not there currently. So yes, I think.
Anybody is having any other doubt?
Yeah, the PPT, yes, we will ask host Dr. Salam, they will arrange.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Ms. Ranjani, she has a question. If them also use, can use future proche?
Pardon? Dans quelques instants, dans quelques minutes, futur proche. Yes.
Yeah, because as we are doing
demain simple future. Demain simple future.
Yes, trouver la question. He has a question on trouver la question. How to do trouver la question? Any tips?
Bon, les trouver question. Voilà, these are the, actually for that you should learn the word, interrogative word, les mots interrogatifs. Qui, que, quoi, comment, hein? Qu'est-ce que, est-ce que. So you should know first those terms, and then you have to, like example, nous allons. Cinéma. Je vais au cinéma. Je vais au cinéma. I'm going to cinema. I'm going where? Où est-ce que vous allez? So you must know au cinéma. When you say au cinéma, you say, alors, je vais bien. Comment allez-vous? Then, je suis fatigué. Comment êtes-vous? Je suis fatigué. Demain, je vais au cinéma demain. J'irai au cinéma demain. Quand? So quand? So that's why c'est quand est-ce qu'ils parlent? Quand est-ce qu'ils partent? Ils partent à 5 heures. Ils partent à 5 heures. So à 5 heures, at what time? So quand? Use quand. Voilà, deux fois quand. Then, combien est-ce que nous sommes? Nous sommes 5 dans la famille. Combien êtes-vous? So nous sommes 5. Combien êtes-vous? 5. When 5 is there, numbers are there, combien? And parce que je ne vais pas à l'école parce que je suis malade. So je ne vais pas parce que. When you use parce que, then pourquoi will come. When est-ce que is there? Now when we know is there, or si comment, then est-ce que you can start with the question est-ce que. Si je suis fatigué, est-ce que tu n'es pas fatigué? Si je suis fatigué. Est-ce que tu n'es pas libre? Si je suis libre. Est-ce que tu es libre? If it's not negative, est-ce que then oui, je suis libre. As when we is there, est-ce que. When est-ce que tu negative, si will be there for yes. So like that. So these are the comment, qui, quand, où, pourquoi, quel, que, etc. Only few I'm giving you. There are more. Qu'est-ce que, parce que, Parce que means pourquoi. So pourquoi?
Okay, so I'll just
Yes.
add one point to this. The
Yes.
basic idea of questioning is that, see, first you have to think, why do we ask a question? It is to get an answer. That means answer contains an information. So normally the question is based on the information, right? So for us, in the French paper, they underline the word. That main informative word has been underlined. So you, based on that word, you can select the question. If the answer is conveying about a location, then use où. If it is the reason, use pourquoi. Okay. If it is the count, use combien de. If it is price, use combien. Okay. So this way only, I mean, it's another tip along with what Monsieur Travis Michel has mentioned. Okay. So based on the answer, the question will be made. Yes, of course. Okay. Even for tenses, the word hier is pointing to the past. Whether to use passé composé, pluscuparfait, or imperfect, that you will decide by reading the whole sentence. So that's why we have to know the purpose of each tense. Okay, normally words, tenses are not connected with words. Tenses are connected with the situation. See, we are learning a language. We are not solving only a question paper for a mark. Okay, so we have to change our, as we say, no, we have to unlearn the whole paper of learning and we have to relearn how to learn. Okay, so hope we have, sorry, with the shortage of time, we could, okay, we have, it will be underlined. Okay, other ways also you can read. If it is not underlined, you read the sentence, you decide which is the information and you form the question and you have the benefit. Okay. Is it fine, Subha Guru? Yeah. Yes.
Any other doubt?
If as I told you, no, yes, it is possible. If it is grammatically, and say, always keep in mind our sentence should be grammatically correct and also it should be sensible. If those are correct, your teacher can represent and CBSE would consider. Okay, we are running out of time. Okay. Thank you, Monsieur Michel. Travis Michel,
Merci, monsieur.
presentation.
Merci. Thank you, sir.
So I invite Mrs. Seema Ghosh Dastidar. She's a French teacher from Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir, Oman, a postgraduate in French, and she has 2 decades of teaching experience at Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. She has received a lot of accolades and awards for her contribution in teaching of French in Oman, Sultanate of Oman. Now she would share her guidelines on comprehension, letter writing, and culture and civilization. And we may have a short presentation and we can have better to have more discussion. I think more our participants would like to interact. Okay, ma'am. Welcome.
Yeah, I think we need the permission to present it. We are unable to present it, sir.
So you can present it in
No, sir.
Mr. Arun, can you check?
There are 2 IDs, same name. The other one is presented, sir.
You have another ID for presenting?
Same thing, only same name, 2 IDs.
Another time?
Yeah, yeah.
So she has joined another ID also, sir. Can you make that co-host? I think she has to make. Meanwhile, I request the participant, teachers and students to put your questions regarding this comprehension, culture and civilization, letter writing. Again, one of the way to identify pluscuparfait, there is one question I had to Hype King. I will reply to him meanwhile. For pluscuparfait, see, there will be 2 verbs. One of the identification is one maybe in passé composé or imperfect. There may be a helping word called déjà. So by reading, you will, if you find that the verb, that action gets over first, then you have to go with pluscuparfait. Okay, actually language is the engineering of words. Okay, so please, you have to read your text as much as possible. Okay, ask your teachers to give you for reading.
So not getting the access to present.
Mr. Arun, can you check? Yeah, she has another ID to be.
Shafi sir, waiting for PPT, right?
Yes, sir. They have no. I think she's saying she's not able to present. She's one more ID is there. That ID also has to be made co-host. If you can see, there are two more Seema Ghosh Dastidar is there. Can you make that?
She is co-host only, so she can present. And what is the
No,
other ID?
No, other ID also, I think she needs to be made that co-host. You can see
Which
there
is the other ID, sir?
same Seema Ghosh Dastidar name
Seema
is.
Ghosh. There are 3 IDs.
Yeah, that also all you have to enable, make it as a.
Okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience, participant.
Done.
Thank you, sir. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us begin. I unquote Mother Teresa. Un grand bonjour à tous et à toutes. Les dernières semaines, tout au cours les derniers jours, à la veille de l'examen final, peuvent être très stressantes car de nombreuses de l'école continuent toujours le deuxième examen blanc. Les élèves peuvent être inquiets car ils n'ont peut-être pas ou assez de temps pour réviser. En même temps, cela peut également être un moment très utile pour la consolidation s'ils peuvent l'utiliser de manière fructueuse. You have to have a goal, but you have to have strategies to achieve it as fast as possible, says Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The zenith of tips whether this is an end or the beginning of your revision. It is not panic. Not only will it not help you prepare thoroughly, but is likely to seriously hinder your ability to concentrate, stay calm, and all will be good. Let's begin with the comprehension accrete. A great number of students do not always understand the given text for reading comprehension. If you belong to this category, you need to understand that you do not need to understand each and every word of the comprehension. At the same time, you should find the drop of amrit in the vessel of poison. Both these points, I say it may seem to be contradictory, but the crucial thing is that you need to focus on the keywords. Let us discover our strengths first. To improve reading comprehension, we need to find our strengths. The conservative approach to solving our comprehension is to read the passage first and then answer the question. However, some students do not feel comfortable with this method, probably because they don't comprehend. They don't know which keywords to remember while going through the comprehension text. They might have to reread the text. After reading the questions, this leads to the problem of time management. To solve the problem, we may choose the bottom-up approach. That means reading the questions first so that we can capture the overall idea of what really to look for in the comprehension. Let us then practice several reading comprehensions using both the different approaches and find out which method suits us the most. On the screen, you all may see an answer passage taken from CBSE sample paper 2019. Let us apply the bottom-up methodology and see how fruitful it may be. First question, selon l'image, quels sont les loisirs préférés des Français? Generally, all students read the text to get the answer, but here in this passage, or call it a case study, the students need to observe the picture carefully to get an answer. Students need to focus here, not required to understand or read the whole passage. Last question, nommez quelques loisirs que vous aimeriez bien pratiquer, au moins deux. This one is more of a general question than a textual based. Therefore, the students aren't required to read the text again and again, or to understand or to translate the whole text. They may frame the answer on their own or frame it by taking points mentioned in the text. This way, students may easily save a lot of time during exams. Few important points to ponder while working on the answer passage. Focus on important phrases. SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Improve reading speed. Learn to skim and scan. To improve the comprehension and vocabulary, read the textbook Entretien again and again. The vocabulary is given at the back of the textbook. Read the current affairs, l'actualité. Read some French books or magazines like Français dans le Monde, TV Saint-Maud, and the like. Go through the previous year's board question papers for practice. Voilà l'expression écrite. There are only few letters to learn. Some are direct lessons-based questions. For example, comment on peut rester en bonne forme? Comment on peut protéger l'environnement? Racontez une histoire que vous avez lue récemment. Or, comment on peut s'inscrire à la bibliothèque? While writing a letter, focus on the following points. The word limit is 80. Therefore, you may write ± 80 words. For format, 4 marks are allotted. 2 marks for place, date, name of the addressee, introduction, and 2 marks for the bending expressions or sentences, and name of the letter writer. First and foremost, mention the place, not the country, followed by the date with le, and never by sur, dans, en, etc. Greetings, share in feminine form, followed by name. First paragraph, introduction. Second paragraph, contained. Third paragraph, conclusion. Try to keep the structure of the first and third paragraph common for all the letters, which will help the students to just prepare the second paragraph, that is the main content, well. In the letter with the fixed expressions like bis or je t'embrasse, etc. Bon, enfin, la culture et la civilisation. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a à dire? Alors, c'est reviser, répéter et réécrire, c'est tout. Yes, students, you have to revise the lessons again and again and write the questions and answers not only once, but a couple of times to get the correct formation of the sentences and correct spellings. For example, qui a écrit les fables? Don't just write La Fontaine. Instead, write Jean de La Fontaine a écrit les fables. Take another example of how one question can be asked in a different way. Qu'en savez-vous du Panchatantra? Ou qui est Vishnu Sharma? C'est une collection de contes et de fables inscrits en 5 livres. Elle a pourtant été réunie au 5e siècle par le savant Vishnu Sharma. C'est un auteur indien qui a réuni des contes et des fables dans un livre qui s'appelle Panchatantra au 5e siècle. As a teacher, we may provide the students with a booklet having at least the last few years of CBSE final questions and answers for their last-minute revision. Well, before I conclude, I would like to add few general instructions. Utilize the time allotted for reading the question paper. Mark the difficult questions. Answer the questions you are well versed with. Mention correctly the question numbers. Overcome panic. Never lose confidence. Skip the challenging questions. Draw a line on completing each answer. Leave 2 lines after every answer. Place the entire letter writing in one page, not 1/3 in one page and 2/3 in another page. Attempt the exact number of questions you need to answer, as no marks are awarded against the additional question you answered to. Keep your answer script neat and tidy. Do not scribble on an error. Just draw a single pencil line to pen through the mistake. Use only a blue or black color ball pen or gel pen. For example, if you are using blue pen, then highlight the focal point of your answer with black. Save your time to ponder upon the question of higher difficulty level to be attempted at the end of your writing. Last but not the least, cross-check the whole paper thoroughly before submission. And finally, think positive. You have done your revision and it will be fine. It is, after all, only an exam and not the end of the world. A positive attitude is likely to help you more than anything else tomorrow. Permettez-moi de conclure en exprimant ma sincère gratitude à toute l'équipe de complexe CBSE Bharat Sahodaya pour m'avoir offert une telle occasion unique de partager mes points de vue avec mes chers collègues et mes chers enfants. Merci mille fois. Au revoir.
Merci, madame. Vous avez bien présenté. Yes, the certificate link and the feedback link has shared. We request all the participants to fill it. So Anson Dinesh has a question, ma'am, in culture and civilization, how much are there for sentence structure?
Well, if it is 2 marks question, definitely half mark to 1 mark they will be giving you for structure. If it is like example, who has written this book and they have given you 2 marks, the example that I have given earlier, if you just write La Fontaine, definitely they will be awarding you with 1 mark. But if you just write the complete answer, the book has written by Jean de La Fontaine, definitely you'll be awarding with full mark. So yes, they are definitely checking the formation of your answer. Any other question?
Also a request for the sample, the type of question and the evaluation. CBSE has given a sample paper and also the marking scheme. We request all of you to go through it time and again. So that is a more authentic document which we have to refer. Okay, and we request all the students and teachers to prepare their students based on that sample question paper, and the evaluation also kindly do accordingly. If any plus minus is from their board, we can make a request for that. So still we are open for any other question in grammar or the other sections.
Those who have questions can raise their hands. Otherwise, we can wind up.
So far, nobody has raised any question. So there's we have learned in the first lesson, loin des yeux, loin du cœur. That means, yeah, Mariam ma'am. Mariam Al-Tayyib, we want to ask something. She's put, please, can you? Sample paper available in the CBSE academics website, ma'am. You can take it from there. Just
sample papers, I think Shafi sir has also made some sample papers. We can share with them.
Yes, we can do it.
They can join the group, or we can share with through their emails if they have registered.
Yes.
May I answer this question? Rima has asked one Kiski and Kisko, or sir, you would like to say the answer?
Currently, we will not be having that. Will the French board exam will be as difficult as model exam? That is not in our hand. It's depend on your preparation. Okay, that's what we want to tell you, that there is, as I will tell you a tip for that. In the first lesson, we learned a proverb called loin des yeux, loin du cœur. That means something which we don't see, we will forget. Okay, so for that only we often we hear that we use the word revision. If you observe it properly, it is revision. That means something which you keep on looking at again and again, it will become a habit. It will automatically store in your mind. Okay, that's what all the advertising big companies, they use this technique that you grab an eye of any one person, that person is yours. Similarly, if you give your eyes to French by reading, looking it daily, make it the habit of reading in at least 30 minutes along with your other schedule, then you will not face any of this problem. Because by nature, something which we do repeatedly again and again, we will excel. For example, you take iPhone, every year they release a new model, but the basic is same. How? They keep on looking into it, how to improve. The same way, any subject, if you keep looking it again and again, of course, all these doubts will go cleared from by your side, and you yourself will develop a shortcut which will be more effective for you. Okay, so please, for all the sample type of questions and type of evaluation, the best authentic documentation is in the by the CBSE. Please kindly visit the CBSE academic website. Okay, there you refer. Even we request the teachers to prepare the sample papers or any question test exam paper based on the revised curriculum and the sample papers given. For the new academic year, still we are waiting. When it comes, let us follow accordingly so that, and we have to give enough vocabulary. See, even we have less topics, the vocabulary is very vast. So we have to make them to learn the verbs. We have to make them learn all the nouns. So it's a very big task ahead of us. Okay, so the effective revision would help you in an effective performance. So I take this opportunity to thank the Bharat Sahodaya complex, the president, and also our general secretary, Dr. Abdul Salam, who's been always with us. Anytime he's for all his encouragement, support, and he has given a very good platform for our French teachers and students to benefit. Thank you, sir, from on behalf of all the French faculty around the world. I can say all the CBSE school around the world. We thank you for this, providing us a platform to express and share. And also I thank Travis Michel for his time preparing the slides. Sir, can you switch on your camera so we could see for your presentation and sharing, and to have a person with 3 decades of experience with us is a big blessing for us. And also I thank Madam Sima Ghosh Jastidar, who has presented on and took time. They're all of tight schedule. I thank you all, and also I thank all the participants and the students. Okay, feel free, share your, we always welcome the students. So through your teachers, all the teachers are connected to this forum. So you can pass any type of questions you want to get clear. We are ready for it at any time. Thank you for being with us this evening.
Thank you, sir. Very well presented. And the session was very useful to all the students and teachers. I think they got many doubts cleared. And this video will be, it is being recorded and will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, Bharat Sahodaya, which they can, later refer to for further any doubt or any concern. They can refer to it. So thank you so much, Mohammad Shafi sir and Seema Ghosh ma'am and Travis sir, for your wonderful contribution to the French teaching community. In fact, you have done a voluntary service to the students and teachers at this, time of the examination, when the students and teachers are, a bit tensed and nervous. You have reached out to them with your helping hand. So thank you so much, Mr. Travis and Seema Ghosh, and the initiative taken by Mohammad Shafi is very much commendable. So thank you so much, all of you, Seema ma'am and Travis sir, Mohammad Shafi, all the teachers, all the students. Keep connected. We have to do it again for the students and teachers. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
That's right.